Hello and welcome to Farming Simulator 17. I'm Andy and this is the Let's Play on the Jonsboda map. So here we are. I'm having a bit of trouble because I have all the fields. There's no tasks to do here. I've been driving around. I earned a little bit of money, must say. But now I'm finding it hard to find stuff to do on this map, unfortunately. So we could go and cut down some more trees, which will earn us a little bit of money, but I'm not sure how much money will earn us. Where is this? This field should be somewhere. Animals over there. Here you go. Let's see if we can get out of here and maybe we could do something with this field. Oh, yeah, start. 830, not a huge amount, but still a little bit. Let's see, where to go. Spreading slurry. We're doing this from the outside, so simpler. So 7 minutes to go. So I don't seem to be able to get any sort of not increase. I haven't been able to get any sort of time bonus on this Let's Play so far, but maybe I will get there or not. Who knows? Hope everyone is doing okay. I'm recording this on a Friday and just came home from work. Had to work over like an hour or so because stuff happens. My line of work. So suddenly have to do a lot of things that's by the book, or rather by the law. It still contains a lot of sort of decisions to be made, which can be made either way, but they need to be made, otherwise we won't follow the law. So we had to do that, so and that took like an hour or so. I don't know if it ended well. We did something. I did something. I put a name on a piece of paper and wrote my signature on it. So if anything goes to hell, I guess it's my head that will be chopped off. No, it won't be chopped off. I did it's hard. My line of work is kind of hard because you have to choose between usually two sets of wrongs. And in some people's worlds it's probably easy because you have a right and wrong to choose from, but in my line of work it rarely is like that. It's usually 2 or 3 different sets of wrongs I can choose from. I choose the least wrong. Because everything I do have consequences, and sometimes the consequences for individual people, children, are quite substantial. So that's why. Oh, that's the way it is. I chose this line of work, and I don't mind doing it. So I didn't really have time to do all the things I was gonna do today. I tried, but I didn't manage to succeed. It's like, and actually the whole my idea of my work Fridays is that I should do writing, because I write like I do investigations of children's I don't know what you would call it in English, but I investigate how children have it, how the situation around children. So, and then I write that in sometimes quite lengthy piece of paper, or shorter, depending on what's happened, or why I'm doing it in the beginning, in the first place. Sorry, beginning, something else. In the first place, so that might work. Va? Ja, gå och ta den då. Jag är upptagen, du får ta den själv. My daughter goes like, hey, can I get a pair of scissors? And she's sitting in the kitchen doing drawing, which is pretty cool actually. She's really good at that. It's very artistic, like her mother. But she's sitting there like, can I have a pair of scissors? I was like, okay, so I should walk from here into the kitchen, which is on the other side of the house, other end of the house actually, and get a pair of scissors and give it to her and then walk back. It's like, no. She has to go get that herself. My kids are sometimes I feel they're really spoiled. It's hard not to spoil your kids, but sometimes I think I spoil them too much. But hey, that's the way it is. I do not spoil them always. I do tend to have there's a lot of cases where I don't approve of their manners or behavior, and then I will distinctly show them that and tell them how they should act instead. So. Hey, we're done. 8:33. No bonus, of course. That's good. That's 23 minutes. We could do that. See where we should start. Some straight end, I think. Let's unfold that thing. I will start over here, I think. Like so. So I guess when you have 23 minutes, you can't just be slow. You have to be quite quick about this. I do have, there's a link in the description. I have found a tractor I want to use. So the link to that tractor is in the description, which I think it will be a cool tractor. Hopefully. But I haven't gotten so far as to actually buy that thing. Oh, cross. Damn it, I did it wrong. Let's see, B. That one. No. So, sorry. Okay. Mistaking what way to turn this thing. Let's see there. So we're barely making a dent. We're barely making a little green thing there on the green thingy arc. We will be a little while. So I'm driving 14 kilometers per hour. Is probably way too fast for a plow. But I'm driving it because I want to get through this quite fast. I don't know if you can do headland first. This is the wrong way. I know this is the wrong way of doing it. But I don't think I'm just thinking I should try to get this done as fast as possible. Maybe doing headland first is maybe more efficient than doing it last, or not. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just trying this out. There's my car, my beautiful car, my whatever lizard car. What the brand is called. There. I could just maybe drive around this way if I want to, not go across. Maybe that's more efficient. I wonder if I'll get a bonus on this one. Probably not. Still. But I guess it is. So anyway, the tractor I'm looking for is actually a FiatAgri. FiatAgri. Oh, that was something hard. which is a kind of cool tractor, a nice model. So I found that, link is in the description. The idea is to buy that one and use that. And then I'm going to try to buy a timber truck, a timber backside timber trailer, which I can load timber with, because then I could load longer logs than the ones I have, because the ones I can load now, I cut them up so much that I don't get as much money for them. If I didn't have to cut it up that much, I would be able to make more money from the logs or the lumber. So my idea is to get that tractor, because that can actually pull. That's a 110 horsepower tractor, I think. We need about 10 grand to get that, and then we need the trailer, which we could actually probably borrow money to do to get, and then we'll use that to get some lumber, and we'll start making more money there. I would rather like to make some more silage, but that's a little bit bigger of an investment. We need a bigger tractor to be able to pull a mower and that sort of stuff. So I could rent it, but I don't know. What do you think? Should I rent stuff, or should I just save up for it and buy it? I have no idea what I should do. My language is hard today. I don't know why I haven't stumbling across words a lot today. Let's see. Where you go? Oh, not like almost quarter there. 17 minutes left, so quite okay. Big plow. This is a really big plow in real life. I don't know if lots of places use these sort of big plows. Maybe they do. You wouldn't drive around with it the way I'm doing with it anyway. For sure. So what are you doing out there? Hope you're having a good day or nice time doing fun stuff. I'm just really tired and looking forward to a weekend. Might have to do a little bit of studying this weekend, but mostly I can take it pretty easy. If I look through, there's probably stuff I missed that I have to do for future references in school, that is. And I'll go check that out, but that's a whole other thing. Maybe I could get around to playing some games this weekend too. I'm playing games now, so maybe I can get around to playing some more of these games. More farming simulator, maybe more flight simulator. I need to do some flight simulator stuff, actually. Some flights. I fly for a number of virtual airlines, and some of them, those have requirements of how you have to fly a set number of times. Usually it's like you have to do at least one flight every month, calendar month, which isn't too big of a task, but I'm a member of a few of those, so yeah, it's a little bit of a task to do that. But I like that, so I do that. It's fun. Or fly for virtual airline, virtual Scandinavian airline, virtual Norwegian airline. I fly for virtual Ryanair, but they don't have any requirements, so that's easier. Virtual West. I fly for so many virtual airlines. I don't know if I want to recommend it. Some people go join a virtual airline and then they stick to that airline and they don't do anything else. I have a number of airlines because I like the different styles and different aircraft the different virtual airlines fly. So if you don't know what a virtual airline is, a virtual airline is basically an organization that's run over the internet, where you fly planes as a pilot and airline flight simulators, that is, and you earn virtual money on some of those, and just for fun, just for hours, and giving it sort of a purpose for flying. Otherwise you can just fly around, but that using virtual airline, you basically have a purpose for your flight, which I think is kind of good and interesting. So I do that. Oh god, why do you talk like that? So I really like that. That's cool thing. What else is going on? Not much. Doing stuff. I probably need to clean the house this weekend. Or do some cleaning. Because we've been really lagging in that department. My daughter lost a pencil, so I left the kitchen table just a few minutes before I started recording. And I started looking for it, and I went like down and looked under the furniture and under the kitchen table. I was like, oh, we really have to vacuum this. This is not... But it's not unhealthy, it's just... It looked terrible. Lots of breadcrumbs and that sort of stuff. So we need to do something about that. And I'm gonna do something about that. Something. I think. Maybe tomorrow. I also need to buy a pair of black shoes for my grandfather's funeral, which is... well, when I'm recording this, it's a week away. When you're watching this, it's a few days away. But, I don't know. Anyone else seen new things about Farming Simulator 16? So, 19, I mean. I have sort of stayed out of it. I haven't watched... Maybe there's not a lot of new stuff out, but I haven't watched pretty much anything else anyway, so I'm just sticking with this. By the way, I talked about I think yesterday I talked about contracting mod not working for me, and tried it on a couple of different maps, and I have a problem with it. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. A lot of the time it doesn't work at all, actually. What else is going on in the life world? So I'm watching this. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to talk too much about politics, but maybe I've been watching the hearings on Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court nominee, just Court of Supreme. No, what's it called? Anyway, the nominee there, and there's a lot of stuff going on, talking about him not being well doing sections. I can't say I can't say anything about the truth in what the women are saying. There might be some truth in it, and that's probably because I think people do things that are stupid in their lives. I'm pretty sure he's not an exception to that. But interesting, which I've been having this discussion. In Sweden we have something called preskriptionstid, which means that a crime, if it's not reported or investigated during for a certain amount of time, you can't be prosecuted for it. You can still investigate it and you can conclude that someone did it, but you can't get that person convicted for it. And the whole reason behind that system is that sometimes if you haven't been able to convict someone for a set number of years, then it's basically it's two parts. It's a waste of society's time to put money into an investigation, which won't lead to anything, probably, because time has passed. Memories have been memory doesn't work that well, so you forget about things, details are forgotten, and everything. So the idea of prescription, preskriptionstid, there is a time from after which you can prosecute anyone, is to one thing is to save money for society. That way you don't have to investigate stuff that you won't probably lead to anything anyway. And another one is that society has a belief that even though you do something wrong and even though you committed crimes, there's certain crimes, most crimes, there's no real point in letting the problem is that it's more hurtful to let a person that committed a crime live with a fear of getting caught than actually just saying that, well, we're not going to prosecute you, which means that some people get away with crime, at least in Swedish society. And you can have whatever moral beliefs you can about that. I think that's a good thing. It's a biased thing because we know that most crimes are committed by men, so therefore men will just from that point get away more with crimes than women will, because they commit more crimes, basically. So not a real big surprise there. Someone could argue that that's unfair, but then again, I don't know. I think there's a good point in that people can actually stop being afraid of getting caught for a crime they did years and years ago. I think that leads to better life for people. You could argue that it doesn't for the victim, which is fair enough, absolutely. But you could also argue that most people, even though commit crimes, don't really commit crimes all the time. Most people aren't serial criminals. Most people commit crimes and then they live their lives perfectly sane, and the consequences of prosecuting people for every kind of crime there is very well in parity. No, that's the Swedish word. Paritet is a Swedish word. It doesn't really make sense to do that. So, and you, from our standpoint, you can choose whichever side you. And here's my point, returning to Kavanaugh, is that these crimes that he may have committed, and he might as well very much committed them. I can't really say anything about him not committing them, and maybe he should be prosecuted for them. The problem is, at some point, crimes should be viewed as something from the past, I think. And of course, it's quite easy to argue against me. You could just say, well, for the victim, it's not a matter of something in the past, and that's true. I totally agree with that, and that would be one argument against having those sorts of rules that give people basically free pass out of jail or a conviction. But I would also argue that sometimes it's better as a society to basically not forgive. Well, I guess forgive. And I think even from a victim's point of view, at some point you have to live your life for your own sake. I've been victims of, most people have been victims of crimes, and so have I. I've been victim of violent crime, and at some point I couldn't just continue being a victim. At some point I had to be the one that was in control of my life, and I could walk around as some people probably do, I could spend my life as a victim of being violently offended, but my life is more important than that. My life is so much more than just being a victim. My life is also about being a person that does nice things and have beautiful kids and have a lovely fiance and being content with my life, being happy. My life is also about being happy, and sometimes if you say we didn't have the time for the crimes that were committed against me, if you say that I could probably show up now 25 years later and say that I want someone committed for those crimes that they committed. Yeah, well, they could be, and they were legally aged to be convicted, and so I could probably, and there's a good chance they could have been convicted for those crimes. But I don't really see the point of that. They have lived their lives. Most of them, at least one person died from being a drug addict when he was 25 or so, since it didn't go very well. But most of those people they probably have the things that did towards me somewhere in their conscience, and I feel bad about it. But they were kids, and that's something for. And you could argue that Brett Kavanaugh wasn't a kid, but I would say that, well, yeah, people do stupid things, and so did I, until I was pretty much older. I was probably like 25 or something when I didn't do stupid things. I probably still do stupid things, so where's the limit of stupidity at age-wise? I'm not saying you should get a free pass. I'm just saying, as a victim of crime, I can't live my life trying to get justice the rest of my life. From my point of view, that's a waste of my life. I'm not a victim. I'm Anders. Things happen to me for reasons I cannot understand, but that's the way they are, and I don't really want to live my life as a victim. I choose not to be a victim, and I choose not to get justice for everything. Anyway, this is the tractor I was talking about, the FiatAgri 90. So I think this is the one I was looking at, but that's a lot more money, so it's probably more. The standard ones is probably more 90 horsepower, which is still sufficient, because if you look at the forestry equipment and you look at this deeper trailer, it's 54 grand, which is a lot, but it just needs, I think it needs like 70 or something. Didn't say that, but anyway, we need a little bit more money to be able to buy that tractor. But I'm a little unsure where to get that money. Actually, maybe we can get it over here. I'm not sure about this, we'll see. Hey, 651. That should be enough to be able to buy that. I don't have to have that weight, right? Can't really get that weight onto there. This will probably go pretty fast because it's a big stir spreader, and this is a small field. Actually, maybe it isn't that small. Maybe it is quite small, actually. I don't know why. You can get this done pretty fast so we can buy the tractor. I would like to buy the tractor so I can at least show it. Ooh, it was bigger than I thought. Big pool here in the middle of it. That was like, I couldn't get, I don't know what I was thinking. I was looking at the field and I was like, oh, this is a small field. But it wasn't that small. See, 650, so we'll have more than 922,000. So we can buy the tractor. And then I have no idea what else to do. If I should try to get more money, I guess, somehow, to be able to buy the steep the steep thingy, trailer, lumber trailer, what do you want to call it? Something. Don't know how much you could miss. I guess there's probably some sort of set percentage. If you miss more than this, it will fail mission. I'm a little unsure how much you could miss. See there. This is the most sloppy, slurry job ever. This is very slurry. Very slurry. It's a very sloppy, slurry job, I think. I think that will be okay. Maybe. Will this be sufficient? I don't have a ton of time, but come on, let's go. Almost there. Well, can't be much left. Maybe if I do this one. Just a little bit here. No, not enough. Okay, we'll do this over here. Come on. Seriously, what am I missing? Oh, there we go. 651, great work, yay. I should probably bring my... Where should I keep my tractor? Over here somewhere? Let's see, tractor. And here we go, FiatAgri, bye. Yay. Yay, I have a tractor. Where is it? There it is. My beautiful... It's not beautiful at all, actually. This is most really ugly. But I actually saw one of these yesterday when I was driving around. I saw one of these. It's cool. It's, I don't know, it's a cool tractor. It has IC control in it. And as I said, links are in the description. I will drive around here with my little tractor. We have a tractor. Where should I keep it? I don't know where to put it. We'll put it over here so far. As far now. Whoop. I forgot to brake. So really cool. Cool. I don't know. It's a tractor. A 990, so it's not the most powerful tractor around, but it's a fair tractor to keep around. And it should be able to do the jobs I wanted to do. Which is all, I mean, that's what I need it for. To do some, preferably some, you know, forester. But we need, I don't know, I'll think about what to do with them backside there. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Andy. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this, sorry, that came out all wrong. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. If you don't do that, and I did it again. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, leave a comment or share is what I was meaning to say. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye.